Hear a little of your background, where are you from,
Yep.
Your education, your background.
Yeah. I'm 48 years old. I was born in Palmer. I live in Ware now.
You live in where?
Yes.
Where?
Basically, who's on second? Yeah, I lost my train of thought.
Okay, you were born, you moved to where?
That's better. I was in the Navy. I got out of the Navy in 1982. I'm married to my second wife, and her name is Mary Ann. Between the two of us, we have 4 children. They're all moved out of the house. I have 2 grandchildren, and in a couple of months I'll have 3. I am a high school graduate. I attended some college. I had to leave college because I had to accept the responsibilities of fatherhood. I became involved with the Tea Party movement in March of 2009. Let me backtrack. I had become somewhat apathetic about politics for a good portion of my life. And I think a lot of people do when they're younger. But I get a little bit upset when George Bush the Sr. said, "Read my lips," and then tax us afterwards. I got more upset when Bill Clinton disgraced the office. I got upset when George Bush the Jr. talked about Harriet Miers being a Supreme Court judge and that I was completely unqualified. I got upset also at the TARP bailout. I got really, really concerned when President Obama started pushing the stimulus packages that he pushed, and I became a part of the Tea Party movement in March of 2009. I joined a group called the Leominster Mass 912 Project, and we started doing crazy things, really, really crazy things, like going to my house, having these clandestine meetings where we read the Constitution, and we had stand-outs, and we passed out literature, like the Constitution. And, I joined the agricultural committee in my hometown. We concluded early on that to let any incumbent run unopposed would be a sin with what's going on in government now. And I never aspired to do this. I am not a politician. This is so far out of my comfort zone that I can't believe I'm doing it myself at times. But our country is in peril today, and I know the Constitution rather well. I'm halfway intelligent guy, and I've got the support of wonderful people behind me. And I decided to do this after I went to Washington when they passed the health care bill. March 21st, they passed the health care bill this year, and we had gone to Washington because a gentleman, Steve King? Was that the congressman name that called for people to go down there? Oh, I'm sorry. A gentleman named Steve King called for people to go down to Washington to try and stop the bill. And we went down there. A bunch of us, about 12 of us, piled into a van and drove down. It was like hippie days again. And we went down there and talked to a bunch of Congress people. All the Republicans were there and very receptive because they were expecting a crowd. All the Democrats were hiding. And there was a Republican from, I think, Oklahoma that gave me 12 tickets to get into the gallery, so our group could get into the gallery. And we went into the gallery, and if you're not familiar with that, it's a gallery that sits above the House floor, and you watch the proceedings. And an awe-inspiring building. I mean, it was absolutely incredible, just to go in there, the history and all of that. But when we got there, they were debating procedure. And it was either the Master-at-Arms or the House Pro Tem. I don't know who it was. But they told the minority that was asking procedural questions that they would no longer be heard. and we knew the health care bill was passing that day. And I lost my temper a bit, and I jumped up and I yelled, "Kill the bill, the voters have spoken, kill the bill." And they asked me to leave, they arrested me. And, since then, the charges, the country has decided not to press charges against me. And, but that was just like the straw that broke the camel's back. When they did that, they knew. And Nancy Pelosi came walking through that big gavel, and she came through the middle of the crowd trying to provoke the people. It was the last straw for me. And I knew I had to run at that point, and we announced shortly after that. And you know, we had only 4 weeks left to go to get 2,000 signatures. And these people from the Tea Party movement, these people from the RTC up here, they got behind me, and they garnered over 4,200 signatures in that very short